There's my foot, right there. I am doing the splits on the chair. Hi, this is AleXa on the Andy Trieu Show.
G'day AleXa, how's it going?
It's going quite well, thank you for asking.
Well, let's get into it. You've got an amazing story from a girl that is from Oklahoma and now ends up in K-pop. Can you give us a quick rundown of how this all began?
So yeah, I was born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma for 21 years. I got into K-pop in 2008. Let's see, my dream of being an idol kind of curated itself and manifested itself at a very young age. And then when I got into high school, I started doing K-pop dance covers on Instagram, and that's kind of how my company discovered me. Then I came to Korea for the first time in 2017, got scouted, joined Produce 2018, and I've been living here ever since.
And you've been doing amazing work, which we'll touch on a bit later. But speaking of your music videos, obviously you're signed with Zany Bros, and you know they do everyone, and your music videos are epic. You know, you fight aliens, you do wire work. Tell us a bit about your new concept, and also what concepts do you want to do in the future? It seems like you've done everything.
Well, first and foremost, thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's actually a surprising amount of people that really don't know my company, ZB label. The ZB stands for Zany Bros, which is one of Korea's top, if not the top, like music video production companies here. Like, it's insane. So like the music video quality, it's always quite impressive. Like when I see the finished product, I'm always like amazed. But yeah, my past concepts, they've basically been like AI, cyberpunk, warrior kind of thing. My overall concept is an AI multiverse. And so with AleXa, with this bright pink hair, you might be thinking, where does this tie into this cyberpunk dystopia thing? So in this whole complicated storyline I have, basically extra AleXa is her as a human before she became an AI in my previous songs.
Do you have a favorite music video that you've worked on? Because they're really high production.
Oh man, I mean, I know I just promoted AleXa, but I do think my favorite one of all time has been Revolution, because so much went into that video. It was insane.
Revolution.
Yeah!
That's good. What was it like to be on those wires, by the way? You know, like kicking those guys. Oh no, wait, first, like running through those explosions.
Ooh, oh my goodness. Well, yeah, when I say a lot went into that music video, I mean a lot. I went to action school the day before to learn my fight choreo, to learn how to do the wire combat. And fun fact, me running past those cannons, I did not know that was going to happen until it happened. It was a fun surprise for everyone.
Oh man, it's awesome. It looks great too. Like, just like, all the shrapnel going everywhere. It's great. You sing, you dance, you rap. You also rock. I saw that rock music video. I was like, it's crazy. All right, show us some hidden talents. Do you have any hidden talents that you haven't showed us already?
In the weirdest ways sometimes, I'm a jack of all trades, meaning I can just do weird things. One thing that I can immediately show you on camera, not exactly graceful, but I can grab my backbones. These are my backbones right here.
Oh, wow.
I'm flexible.
Pretty flexible. I know you can do the splits too. It seems like you're flexible all round.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. It's from all that training. Personally, one of my favorite songs is Never Let You Go. One of the reasons is like beautiful vocals, and you know, you sing so well acoustically. So thanks for delivering that. Any chance you'd be able to sing acoustically for us, if that's all right?
Absolutely. As far as I know, 늘 함께였어. 너무 어렸어. 소중한 건 몰랐어. Yeah.
Thank you so much. What's really cool, AleXa, is you're actually into K-pop, and you were a fan before you became a K-pop star. You know, you love Henry, Jessie, ATEEZ, etc. Can you tell us a bit about some of your K-pop encounters, any stories there, and maybe who you want to meet in the future?
I mean, right off the bat, like you said, I really admire Jessie Sambanium a whole lot. And not too long ago, myself as well as Kevin from The Boys, we co-emceed this little festival called the Joy Ruckus Club K-pop Superfest. And at that festival, Jessie actually called myself and Kevin up on stage to join her to dance Nununana together. And that was unforgettable. Like, that still makes me so happy to think about it today. Like, that was wild, but I think that's one of the best experiences I've had as a fan, so to say.
Was there lots of fangirling going on there?
Oh yes, all day.
Speaking of, that song, you killed that in the K-pop medley, by the way. Like, you do that really well, yeah. I mean, to no surprise, I mean, you're an amazing, you've trained very hard to be where you're at. But still on the K-pop stories, anyone that you want to meet in the future or collaborate with maybe?
Woohoo.
You had BM on the last one.
Yeah, I mean, well, he was only in the music video. I did see your interview with BM, so that was chef's kiss. But I would like to collab with Matthew in the future, if at all possible, because not only is he a homie, but he's mad talented, so he'd be a fun collab. And then I'd also really like to, if at all possible, somehow collab with Hyuna Sunbaenim, because she's been a major role model for me, so those would be cool, I guess.
Obviously, you're a very talented dancer. You started dancing at a very young age. You did ballet, you did all kinds of stuff, Afro beats. Can you talk us through some of your dance styles that you're well acquainted with, and also tell us a bit about your trainee days?
I began dancing at basically the age of 2 or 18 months, but that's just mom speak because moms speak in months. But I did ballet classes when I was super young, up until I was about 14 years old. I did point ballet as well with the shoes. I did a little bit of like jazz, a little bit of tap. I was on my team's competitive like dance team. And yeah, when I came to Korea, I started studying in dance hall and Afro beats. And that's not something that's commonly taught in South Korea. So I'm very fortunate to have the teacher that I have, and with her extensive knowledge and talent and abilities in that kind of genre, I'm very fortunate to have learned from her. And then trainee days, let's see. I mean, dance hall and Afrobeats, and then I would have evaluations every week. Like, they're called like 주간 평가. And basically that's where I would do a minute of like a dance cover, a minute of a song cover. And that's how my company would kind of be like, okay, is she ready for a debut yet? That's kind of how they sense where you're at.
Was there quite a bit of competition or a lot of stress or pressure in order to debut?
I mean, I wouldn't say so much competition, because I was the only trainee in the company, and to this day I kind of technically still am if you think about it. But stress, oh yes, lots of stress, because I didn't want to let myself down, I didn't want to let my parents down, I didn't want to let my friends back home down either, because it's thanks to them that I found K-pop. And most importantly though, I didn't want to let the company down, you know. I didn't want them to see me as like a failed project. It's like, oh, maybe she can't do this. But you know, with hard work and thanks to like my company's encouragement, I made it through and I got to where I am today.
I think that says a lot about your skill, you know, being the only one. You know, they saw that in you. They're like, we don't need anyone else. We've got it, you know, we got AleXa. During the COVID period, you know, me and some of the crew wanted to learn how to dance. Is there some sort of tip that you could give us that, you know, to start dancing, and what kind of goals should we be setting in order to become a good dancer?
Well, first of all, I truly commend you for picking up dancing during the pandemic. I think that is a wonderful way to spend time. If I had any tips for like beginners, I would just say make sure you like stretch before you start dancing, and stretch when you're done, because that's gonna help your body get more flexible, and it's gonna reduce the possibility of injuries, because if anybody ever attempts my choreographies, injuries are very possible. So make sure you stretch and stay hydrated. That'll help you a lot as a dancer.
Well, speaking of your choreography, would that be a good goal for myself to set, like to know the dance, to bomb?
Ooh, to bomb specifically, yes. I'd say that's a good one, because there's a good variation of textures and levels for you to pick up on. So yeah, I'd say go for bomb, yeah.
Okay, I'll set that goal and hopefully I'll show you.
Ooh, okay.
AleXa, in an alternate universe, if you didn't become a K-pop star, what do you think you would be?
Well, there's 2 career paths that I had considered back when I was doing my thing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I used to actually work at my local mall at Lush Cosmetics, And I don't know, people may or may not know much about the brand, but Lush is like completely all handmade with like natural ingredients and everything. So I thought it would be cool to eventually work my way up to the kitchen, which is located in the UK, to actually work on making the products myself. That, or I initially was gonna go to college for forensic pathology because I wanted to pursue that or radiology, but I did musical theater instead.
I mean, I'm sure in the future you'll have your own skincare line, so
Eventually.
sure, yeah, you never know. The stars could align. So I saw an interview recently of you talking to Eric Nam. You were talking about your family and that you're looking to go find your family in Korea. Can you tell us a bit about that? And is that something that fans can help with?
I feel like recently with my new comeback, there are a lot of new fans that have come in, so they may or may not know my full story, but I am half Korean on my mother's side. When my mom was about 5 years old or so, she was adopted from South Korea to the States. And so, you know, she does not know her birth mother, does not know anything about her family. And so I think the year before I came to Korea, I don't quite remember at this point, but she did like one of those DNA test website things, and she found one match. She has a Korean cousin in Norway. Not sure about any siblings or parental units or anything. That has not yet been found, but finding information is actually a little bit harder than we thought. We've tried and reached out to her old orphanage, but it's kind of come to no avail. But we're still trying to do all that we can.
Do you have a message for the Australian and New Zealand fans?
Absolutely, absolutely. Australia is actually one of my #1 places that I want to go. Once the pandemic is over, of course, and travel is 100% safe. But yeah, it just seems like it'd be a fun place to go. I've had friends that have come back and forth from there. I have friends from Australia as well. So I think it'd be an interesting time to go and visit. So shout out to Australia and New Zealand. But I have a question. What are some specific Australian foods you would recommend? Because I might be doing a mukbang here soon.
Yes, I can definitely suggest you lots of foods.
Okay.
I've fed many artists like BTS and more.
Snack. Take a snack. Like Cobra.
Okay.
There's Vegemite, which is iconic Australian food.
Right.
Pizza shapes, you know, shapes is a thing. There's pizza shapes. Twisties. Steak is a really big thing here in Australia, so you can get some really good juicy steaks.
Yeah.
Meat pie. You've got to try a meat pie. Yeah, that will get you started. No dietary requirements.
No diet. I'm just allergic to lactose. Other than that, we're all Gucci.
Okay. Thank you so much, AleXa, for being on the show, and keep doing what you're doing. Like, love your stuff, and Australia loves your stuff. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Andy. I've actually seen a lot of your interviews before, so this is an honor for me really to be doing this. So thank you very much.
Yeah.